And this is my wife, Alonso-Garza. This is Kiki. I'm sorry, Miss Alonso-Garza. I'm sorry. Just a little story about background. I'm originally from Blythe. After high school, back in 1990, which is a long time ago, I went to San Marino, went to college over there, and that's where I met my wife. And we came to Raleigh. We moved over to the Valley in '92, and I'm gonna tell you why college is very important. We got married before we even finished college, right? And it was difficult. We had two kids, and it was very difficult. So she decided one day, you know what? What's going on? We need to eat. We need somewhere to stay. We need to live. So you know what? I'm gonna go to college. I go ahead. You go first, and I'll follow you. And so that happened. She went to school. She graduated. Then I went to IVC. Graduated there. Then she went to San Diego State. I went to San Diego State, and she became a teacher. I was still working at Raleigh High School, and then I went to work for the state. And one of the things why I picked everybody might say a correctional officer. What's a correctional officer? Babysitting people that get in trouble on town or in society, and people that cannot function in society. Well, let me tell you what I do in there. A correctional officer is there to keep the valley secure and a safe environment for everybody. Because if these guys go to the streets, what's going to happen? There's going to be danger out there, right? So we try to keep them in there. We try our best. Although sometimes it's been a while since one has walked out of. They don't call it escaping anymore. They call it walking off the prison yards. But that's what we do there. And for you guys to know education, to have education, to have education, you guys have to know how to read, right? Understand what you're reading, know what you're reading, and math, right? Those are basically what's it, writing, English, language, writing, and math, right? So basic skills. In my job, when you do report writing, if I see something happening in the yard and I have to do a report, the report has to be well written. It's like if you turn in a paper into your teacher and, okay, you did like whatever, I don't feel like doing this work. Here we go, Miss Alonso-Garza, my paper is done. And she's reading it, she's like, no, I don't see detail, I don't see none of that. It's like me, if I do my report writing, I need to know what I'm writing about. Because if the DA, the district attorney, gets my report and the judge has it in his hands and he's reading it and he's saying, wow, what's up with this correctional officer? Can I write? It's like a chicken scratch right there. It's like second grader writing a report. You don't want that. You want him to be able to say, wow, this correctional officer is very, very knowledgeable what he's doing, know what he's writing about and what he saw. Another thing, math. Math is very important in there too because you need to know how to count. You need to count every single inmate. Just like a teacher. A teacher has a classroom. She needs to be accountable for every single student in the class. Same thing with me in my building. I need to be accountable with every inmate that is in my building. So I need to know how to count. I need to know how to divide. Okay, I have so-and-so in school. I got some at work. I have some in the yard. I need to know how to count and know where they're at. It's called dependability and accountability, right? Your parents. Who in here does not like your parents to tell you what to do? Okay.
Be honest.
And be honest. Right? Okay, well, listen. Your friends. How many of your friends tell you what to do? When you hang out with some friends and you guys are out at the movies, right? And you guys say, you know what? We went to go watch a movie and you go, hey, let's go to the next one without paying. Let's go in the next one. And you're doing something wrong, right? So your friend is telling you what to do. Are you going to listen to your friend? Most of the time, you guys do, right? I mean, that happens. All right, I'm going to walk in there. Well, it's the same thing right here. Your parents tell you what to do because they care about you. They're not telling you all because they want you to do it for them. Oh, wash the dishes for me. You know what? In reality, it's teaching you responsibility. When you grow up, so when you go to college, when you grow up, you have to know how to, make sure you do your work. Because you're not going to have mom and dad, hey, do your homework. You're not going to have that. You're going to be on your own. Daddy and mom might be helping you out, financially pay your college, but they're not going to be there every day. Hey, you want to do your homework. So that's responsibility. Again, it's dependability as well, teaching you. So You need to be careful in what you guys do now. Right now is the time for you guys to start. It's the perfect time for you guys to start learning your writing, your comprehension, your math, everything. Because your minds are fresh. Your minds are fresh, so you want to learn. Teach. Listen to your teachers. Let them, if you have any questions, always ask questions. There's never a stupid question. You guys know that, right? There's never a stupid question. Oh, there's a wrong answer, but it's not a stupid question. But that's one of the things now. At my job, I want to show you guys some of the uniforms that we have here. On this one here with the shirt, that's called a Class A, and that's the one that we deal with. For example, if I was to come here, if the warden would let me, actually, I had permission from my warden, I would have to use that one because that's the one that we use with the people. I have a tie. I didn't bring it because I actually forgot it. But this is the one I use when I'm in the yard. Looks like a mechanic suit on. But that's what we use out there. That's for a tire. Another thing, one of the things that Samara was saying about working, everything starts in a young age. You work, and that's what teaches you responsibility. Again, I reiterate a lot. It's responsibility because that's all. It's everywhere, everywhere. Sorry, I don't. Now, in my job, you don't need a college education. Okay, I'll be honest with you, but it's good. It's good to have one. Why? Because if anything ever happens to you, let's say that any field in law enforcement is dangerous. I mean, something happened to me. Somebody can come and attack me. I won't go to work anymore. So you need to have something to fall back on, right? You need to, for example, you can become a teacher. You can become architect. I mean, it depends. There's a lot of things out there you can do. And the most of all is your pay. Pay, when you grow up, you can understand why I say pay. Pay is very important because that's how you're going to support your family. You're supporting your child. I mean, hey, Dad, I want some Jordans. Boom. You know what? You're going to give some Jordans. You need a haircut, you need some clothes, you need some food. You need to be able to understand wages and your job, and that's what college comes in. College, let me tell you a little story. We were mentioning it earlier of why it's really important to listen to your parents. When I was in high school, I had a friend, and it was my senior year in high school. So it was a Thursday night. Called me on the phone, says, "Hey, let's go for a cruise." I go, "You know what? Let me ask my dad." So I asked my father, "Father, is it okay if I go for a cruise with my friend?" He goes, "No." He goes, "You need to go to school tomorrow. Plus, you might have homework, so no. I need to get homework right now. Do whatever." Okay. Boom. I go, "You know what? I can't go." So I hanged up. The following morning when I got up, it was about 6:30. I got up and I see his mom. My friend's mother was right there talking to my mom. And she said, "Is Martin here?" My mom goes, "Yeah, she's asleep. I'll wake him up right now." And my mom asked, "Well, what happened?" And that's when I walked out my room and I seen her crying. Go, "Oh, well, my son just got caught, armed robbery last night, so he's going to jail. He's going to prison." Right there and then, I told myself, man, it was a good thing I did listen to my father. Good thing, because you know what? If I had not listened to my father, I would have been there with my friend in prison, probably in the same cell, and I wouldn't be here talking to you guys right now and having the job that I have right now. Right now is the time that you need to function. You need to be on the street. If you get in trouble, I mean, you will even if you as a teacher, I mean, even if you get in trouble, you go to jail. So you won't be able to have the credentials to have a job, to be able to go to college. Because even in college, let me tell you, I have a story, and I'm going to tell you right now, a friend, also another friend that I have, he went to college, he finished college, but then he got caught. Okay, he got caught something he should not have been doing, right? It's a pedophile. I don't think you guys know what a pedophile is. It's an adult that likes to, how should I put it? I don't want to
take advantage of innocent victims.
This guy went back to college. After he got out of jail, he went back to college again. Well, guess what happened to him? Some people found out that he was that what he had done. He went to college. He was trying to run for ASB. Actually, in college, AS, Associated Student Body, right? In college, he tried to run because he was our ASB president in high school, and there was posters. The next day when he came in, somebody found out what he did. There was posters all over the campus. All over the campus. And that's why you guys should behave. I mean, I'm telling you guys behave, but actually behave in society, function in society. Try to be the best you can be. Don't listen to your friends, because your friends are not going to bring nothing good to you. Nothing. Always listen to your parents. And I'm sure the parents always say that education is the best thing, right? Education should be the number one thing in your minds right now. Your homework, your coming to school, your doing your chores at home. Wash dishes, like Mr. Moreno said right now. Your dishes, your room, the lawn, everything. That's responsibility. Mr. Moreno, would you like to say your story?
Yeah, well, Mr. Garza was talking about a turning point in his life when he was going to go out that Thursday night with his friend, but he didn't. That could have changed his whole future. One night. Well, one night I had a Thursday night when I was in high school, and it was homecoming week at Calexico High School. And I was a football player. And so I was approaching the last game of the season against Palo Verde. And so the night before, we decided that we were going to decorate the school. I had a friend of mine who his father owned a swap meet. So he got cases and cases of spray cans, which are illegal now for, if you're not 18. And he took him to the school. And we all showed up there. I had a friends of mine that got these stop signs from the country road. They pulled them out of the ground, and they were made of wood. And they put them in the back of the truck, and only to be thrown into the windows of the school. So I was part of that, but I didn't throw the stop signs. All I did was spray paint my name on the wall, several places, because everybody was doing it. Everybody's doing it. Why not jump in and do it, right? Even though it's wrong. Even though I was a member of ASB, I was junior class vice president, I did it. I put my name on the wall, and as I was getting ready to suit out for my football game, the vice principal goes to the team room, and he says, "John, can I have a word with you?" I go, "Yes, sir." I'm a football player. I'm very disciplined. I'm very dedicated, So I go out of the team room, and he goes by the gym, and there's this big brick block that holds, I guess, electricity or something. And he points to the brick and says, "Is that your name?" And my name in high school was at Beachy John, because I had an adjective in front of my name. And I says, "Yes, that's my name." He says, "Did you put that up there?" I says, "Yes, I did." Because my father always instilled in me, honesty is the best policy. You make a mistake, you got to fess up so you don't make it again. He says, "Yes, I did." And he says to me, "Well, what do you think I should do to you?" He says, "Well, you're the vice principal, you got to make that decision. Okay, you're not going to play, you're going to be suspended for 3 days." So I couldn't play with the last football game of my high school career. And I took off my socks, which were I haven't even put them on. I always bought a brand new pair of socks at every game. And I gave them to the kicker. And he kicks a 43-yard winning field goal at that game. So, that's what we all remember. But I got suspended, and I couldn't go to dances, and I couldn't, be involved in any school activities up until the prom, and then grad night, and then I graduated. But there were guys in that class who denied having been involved. They lied to the face of the principal. They lied to their parents. And they thought that they could get away with it. But time catches up to you. And one of those guys died in Pelican Bay Prison, because he was getting away with it all the time. And one time he didn't get away with it. Another guy who's also in prison denied it. But I said I did it, and I learned from it. 20 years later, I found myself sitting at the vice principal desk at Calexico High School, doing what this vice principal did to me. But I learned from that mistake. And so that's why I'm saying, you're going to hit turning points in your life. You're going to hit events in your life that are going to make you think. You know right from wrong. Is what I'm doing right, or what I'm doing wrong? Those times are going to come if they haven't come already. And you're going to have to make these major decisions in your life on what you want to do. Do I hang out with my buddies even though they're doing something wrong? Or do I stay home like Mr. Garza did and do what's right? So remember, in your life, turning points will happen. Decisions will have to be made. You may not be popular, but you're making the right decision. You may not be hanging out with this group of kids that's cruising around on a Thursday night that's looking to get into trouble. Is that our time?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, Any questions? Any questions for Mr. Garza or myself? Any questions at all? Well, you've been a great audience, and I hope you have a great day today.
Just remember one
Wednesday?
thing.
One thing.
Remember one thing. Like you said right now, popularity. If you're not popular right now, I guarantee you, after you guys get out of high school, college, you guys become somebody, that's when it counts.
Exactly.
That's when it counts.
Thank you very much.